Once you get past the age of 40, it's not uncommon at all to go to bed absolutely fine and wake up in the morning with a sensation like you've been run over. You get out of bed and your back hurts, your hips are sore, your knees don't want to bend properly, and your ankles feel like they've lost their function, and you end up shuffling to the bathroom wondering where that sensation of youthfulness that you once had is now gone. If this sounds familiar to you, then this video really was made for you. I'm going to be explaining to you very quickly why you feel like this, especially as we age, and then more importantly I'm going to be showing you 5 very simple exercises that you can do every morning to reverse all of those horrible feelings. So the first thing that you need to know is that as we age, our muscles generally lose elasticity, and this is why stretching is such an important thing. The second thing is that the joints of our body secrete a special fluid called synovial fluid, and this fluid is produced upon movement of the body. So if we have a very sedentary lifestyle and we don't move around very much, the fluid within the joints, which is a bit like oil in an engine which keeps all the parts lubricated, it doesn't get produced quite as well. And certainly as we age and the synovial production reduces anyway, it's really important to keep our bodies moving, especially as we age. The third thing that's really important is what's called adaptive shortening. Now, if you're someone that has quite a sedentary lifestyle, when you work in an office, for example, you don't walk around much during the day, our bodies adapt to the environment that we put ourselves in. So if you're someone that sits down a lot or you're at a desk, over time your muscles will shorten and acclimatise themselves to that environment, which means if you're someone that's been sat at a desk for 20 or 30 years, your muscles in the hamstrings, the hips, the lower back, they're all going to really be quite short and tight unless you're stretching daily. So I'm going to show you now 5 very simple exercises that you can practice every single day. It'll only take about 10 minutes or so, and these exercises will help promote movement into your body, the production of synovial fluid into the joints, and help increase muscle elasticity so you can go about your day feeling a lot more youthful and a lot more energized. Now, for the sake of keeping this video reasonably short, I'm not going to be doing this as a follow along workout, but if you'd like to do the exercises in that style, you can start the exercise once I've explained what you're going to be doing. You can then hit pause, do the amount of repetitions that I suggest you do, and then carry on with the next exercise when you're ready. So let's get started. Okay, the first exercise on our list is called an angry cat. You may also know this as a cat-cow exercise from yoga. The idea is you start on your hands and knees and we arch through the upper back, opening out the shoulder blades, tucking the tailbones under to stretch out through the lower back muscles, and then reverse that process by rolling the pelvis forward, dipping down through the middle spine, gently squeezing the shoulder blades together. In addition to opening out all the muscles on the back, this is a fantastic exercise for pumping fluid into the actual discs that sit between the vertebrae and the back, so we're promoting a healthy spine. To get started with this exercise, I would start somewhere in the region between 20 and 30 repetitions, or until you feel your muscles have loosened up. The second exercise on our list is called a captain's twist. Now, this is a fantastic postural exercise. Start on your hands and knees, place one hand on the temples like a salute. We're going to bring the elbow in to tap the opposite side elbow, and then from there we're going to rotate the body around. Lots of twisting through the spine. Open out the stretch, come back and repeat, and start with between 10 and 15 repetitions on each side. Okay, the third exercise on our list is a very simple old school exercise called hip rotations. What we're doing here predominantly is 2 things. We are promoting that build-up of synovial fluid in the hip joint, so the hip joint becomes much more lubricated, which is a great way to prevent osteoarthritis as we age. And the second thing we're doing here is we're loosening all of the tight muscles that sit around the hips. To get started with your hip rotations, aim for 20 repetitions in each direction. The fourth exercise on our list is called a hip flexor to hamstring stretch. Now, this exercise essentially stretches 2 key areas, one after the other one. The hip flexors are the big muscles that are deep in the body that attach from our spine, go down across the front of the hip joint and attach down into the thigh bone. Start on both knees and place one foot forward. From there, stand tall and tuck your pelvis backwards to increase the stretch through the hip flexor. Ease the hip forward to bring on the hip flexor stretch, and then draw the pelvis backwards as if to sit onto the back leg to stretch the hamstrings. Repeat this stretch 15 times on each leg. And our final exercise to get you started first thing in the morning to open your body out and get you feeling better is called a squat to arm circle. Now, this is an exercise that's particularly good for mobilizing the hips, the knees, the ankles and the shoulders. We're going to keep the body nice and tall with the head up on top of the shoulders. We're then got to drop the hips down to the floor so the thighs go parallel to the ground. If you can do it, the fingers tap the floor, and then we're going to come up, stand nice and tall, and go for a nice big backward rolling action through the shoulder joint. So reach up above your head, bring the arms back behind you, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then repeat that whole process 20 times. Those are your 5 exercises that I recommend you get started with on a daily basis to start increasing your overall body flexibility and to start reducing the aches and pains that you may be waking up with in the morning. Within 3 or 4 days of doing them, you should notice significant changes in terms of overall movement, and within 4 or 5 weeks of doing them consistently, you should have measured differences in terms of your overall flexibility, and waking up with those aches and pains should be hugely reduced if you're consistent with the exercises. If you've got any questions about anything I've discussed in today's video, please do leave me a comment in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. If you've enjoyed the video and you found it useful, please do hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Tick the notification bell to get updates on all my future content. It really does help support the channel, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. For now, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Take care.